How you guys doing?
How are you? Good.
I'm doing good. Fire away.
Why did we still have mic'd up segment with Jalen? Why did you ask him if he was fearless?
I read a book called Victory Favored the Fearless, and obviously Jay was mic'd up, but I asked a couple guys that, and I think it's a really good book. I read it, so I was just wondering, do you think you're fearless or not? He had a hell of an answer.
Well, what's your takeaway from the book?
My biggest takeaway from the book is being okay with adapting and attack and adapt. That was like the biggest thing that I took from it, and that's how I want to focus on this whole camp. Is everything I do, if I'm messing up, I make a mistake, do it full speed. Go out there, try and make plays, do it full speed, attack, and whatever happens, adapt and be ready for whoever. Trusting your faith. No need to have fear when you have faith. And that's kind of like the message that I took from the book.
And what's your answer if that question's posed to you?
Yeah, I believe I'm fearless. I really do believe so. But I do think, like in the book, so the book is about a boxer. I think it's a fictional character. And it's about a boxer, and he's going through his career and have a tough career in the beginning and have his highs and his lows. So I think within your highs and lows, you're going to have those moments where you question yourself and you lose trust in your faith, but you always got to find ways to get back. And I think the book illustrates a really good job of how to continue to try and improve every single day and get better. And when you have that mindset, when you trust in your work you put in, when you trust in your faith, you can truly live your life and go out and wherever your profession is and truly do it at a fearless level.
Do you have any other go-to books that you would say have been really influential?
I don't really have no other go-to books, but got a lot of time on my hand in camp right now. When I'm done, if you guys got any books you want to request to me, I'm willing to try it out.
What do you like from some of the younger guys there? Davis Price, Milton, Nichols. What have they shown? What have you had conversations with them about?
I couldn't. I heard the young guys, but I didn't hear you.
Younger running back.
Oh, young running back. Oh, I think they're great. I think we got a really good running back room. It's funny. Like I was asking some of these guys, it was like, how much you run for in college? And the numbers were crazy. It was like, oh, I led the league. I led college football. That was Lou. Ty, he had like 900 in the span of 6 games. Kendall had like 900. I would say I went on Will. I didn't know Kenny was second, basically runner-up to Najee for the Doak Walker Award when he in college. So when you look at our room, we got a lot of talent, a lot of depth, and I think they're really doing a good job of coming out and competing, pushing me every single day, pushing each other to get better. But I also think that starts with Coach Singleton. He's doing a really good job too.
What have you liked what you've seen out of Will Shipley so far?
He's smart. He's really super, super smart. I mean, he scored like a 1450 or something like that on the SAT. I think now it's like a 2-part. When I took college, it was like a 3-part. So it's like now it's like a 2-part. So like a 14, like that's like insane. I guess 16 or 1500 is like the highest. But the way that he asks a lot of questions, kind of like how I was when I was a rookie. I try to come in and ask as many questions I can because try to soak in so much so you can go out there and perform at a high level. And you could tell that he loves the game and he goes out there and he plays with passion and he pushes himself every single day and he's always trying to improve and always trying to get better. And when you have that mindset, the rest is going to take care of itself, I believe.
I know the public practice was not a game, but as someone who's been in that stadium quite a bit on the other side, what was that experience like for you?
That one was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I already knew like how much love this city has for not only this team but all the teams around here. But for a practice to have 50,000 fans is truly insane. So thank you to all those fans that came out and showed love and support. That's big. It helps us as a team, man, and it makes us want to go out there. It's like it kind of get like a college feel again. Like when I was in college, like you don't want no one to come to Beaver Stadium and get a win there. You get that feel here. It's like how much every week is, but how much more it even means when you're playing in the link. So like I said, thank you to everyone that showed up, but it definitely meant a lot, and you could just see how much love and support the fans have for not only our team but all the teams in the city.
How's that process going with you getting up with the timing in terms of like screens and those outside runs with you and the offensive line? Chemistry thing that goes with it.
Yeah, I mean that all comes with repetition. I think I'm getting a really good feel for those guys up front right now. I think we're running the ball pretty well. But like I said, there's always things you can improve, you can get better on. But that comes with reps and practicing with each other and trusting each other and how I like talking to them, seeing what they like, what they don't like. You know what I mean? And also seeing how we can play with the defense with the way that Stout and Kellen, all those guys are scheming it up and putting us in positions to be successful.
What's it been like to reunite with Nick Gates here, get another opportunity, knowing everything he's been through in his career?
Yeah, Nick Gates is one of my favorite, not only football players, but people in general. We came in the same year. He was undrafted, so I seen all the work that he put in and then see how, that devastating injury that he had and, make a promise to himself that he's going to come back and be better. And then when I was with New York, he was a real big piece to come in when he was playing on that line of why we were able to have success that year. He had that grit, that toughness. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the most talented guy on the football field. But one thing you know about Nick Gates, he's going to go out there and he's going to fight and compete for you. So I think that matches what we're trying to provide for this team. And, like I said, I don't make those decisions, but I'm happy to have him here. And second I saw him working out, I ran him over and hugged him like a little kid. But, yeah, like I said, happy for him to be here.
What was the feeling like for you coming out of the other tunnel at the lake? Because even when you were at Penn State, you guys came out with visitors tunnel, right, for that first game when you were there?
Yeah. Yeah, true. That's a good point. I try to forget about that game because we lost. Yeah, it was crazy. We ran out and I got a lot of love, which I've kind of seen through social media and the fans that I have met. But right there, when I was running out and see the way that the fans and the crowd reacted, not only to me running out, to how everyone ran out, and when they announced the guys, it's like I'm telling you, it's like college. Like, if you ask anybody, when you leave college, like football, NFL is, don't get me wrong, it's a whole nother level. But like the stadiums and environment, you never really get that college feel, and you get that here. And I'm excited to have that, and I'm excited to go out there and play for those guys and play for this fan base, and every week try to give them 100% and try to compete at a high level for them.
Saquon, what's it like when you have Devontae, you have AJ, and Dallas who can all get the ball as well as yourself, as far as it being an offense where everybody seems to be happy and sharing the ball like you have been so far?
I couldn't hear the second part. I heard Devontae, me.
Just like everybody being able to share the ball, like how hard is that in a situation like this?
I don't think it's hard. I mean, it's not hard at all because what's the most important thing? And that's winning football games. And I think we all have that mindset. We want to go out there and win. So we're willing to do whatever it takes to win games. And I think last time I was up here, I said there might be some games where I got to watch Devontae and AJ and Dallas and all those guys and Jalen throw the ball 40 times and throw for 400 yards. And I got to buckle up and pass pro as best as I can. And there's going to be some games I might have to carry the ball 25, 30 times. When your goal is to go out there and win and compete for a championship, and that's actually what you want to do, it doesn't matter how you get it done. And I think we have those guys that's in this locker room who share that same mindset. And when you're all playing a high level, if you want accolades, that kind of comes along with it. But the main thing is to win football games, and I think we have that mindset here.
As you've spread out as a receiver in practice, who have you enjoyed most going against in coverage?
I don't know. I think I will give a shout out to our defense. It's been good. We go back and forth. They got a lot of talent over there. Every single day, you're going out there and you're competing at a high level. It's just gonna make the game a lot easier. So I don't have one favorite person, I would say, but whether it's running routes, whether it's pass pro, whether it's getting thudded up, whether it's trying to make people miss, I think every single day we're coming out and we're competing at a high level and pushing each other. And I think that's gonna make Sundays, Friday, we play Friday this year, and Monday and Thursdays a lot easier.
You mentioned Kenny and Will a little bit earlier. You've had a lot of success as a receiver coming out of the backfield. What do you see from those guys in the receiving?
Yeah, I think they do a really good job. Kenny, he's a really good all-around football player, all-around back. He can do it all. There's not any weakness to his game. He can pass pro. He can catch the ball. He's really good in space. Smaller back, I guess you could say. He's good in between the tackles. And I'll say same thing with Will. Obviously, as a rookie, there's things that you're trying to learn and you're getting your feet underneath you. And he's doing a really good job of that too. But I think once he figures it out, it's going to be the same thing with him. He can run any route. You can put him out there, run any single route. He understands schemes really well. Like I said, he's super smart. He's fast. He's explosive. He's stronger than you would think. Both of those guys are stronger than you would think. And I'm excited to just be in the same room as all those guys because I know the type of guys they are and how they're going to come to work. And that's not only pushing me and making me get better, it's making the whole offense. And then as we're competing against the defense, it's taking it to another level for them too.
Thanks, Saquon.
Why is it so serious in here all the time?
How comfortable?
It's hot.
How comfortable are you feeling now that you've had this first group of practices under your belt next to Devin?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable. It's a very familiar system for me, obviously, and just taking reps and day by day in the film room, I'm getting used to everything, and it's all going really well.
Zach, I don't know if you heard it, but Nick Sirianni pointed out your toughness specifically. What does that mean to you that the head coach is noticing that element of your game?
Yeah, it means a lot. We talk about it a lot, and it's one thing to talk about it, but it's a next level to do it and do it consistently. That's something that's always been in my game. I always pride myself on that. I'm a hustle guy. From being a special teamer, it's all about effort and tenacity and always moving around, so that's always been part of my game. I appreciate that, Coach.
How do you think you show that on the field?
Just running, getting to the ball, physicality. I just love this game so much, and it'd be a shame if I didn't put everything to the test, you know. Good. That dude's played a lot of ball. High energy guy. He flies around. He's very instinctual, and he's a good ball player and just a good overall person.
What is it about your game that you got to adapt the most in training camp, operating inside the box, interior?
Yeah, it's just a lot of eyes, a lot of eye discipline. You have more coverage responsibility, so having your eyes in the right spot is a big thing, and then physicality, because when you're playing edge, you just got one guy in front of you, you know, and there's maybe three things that can happen off the ball. There's a lot of different aspects that can happen. So just having good eyes and being physical is the main point.
Zach, you talked about your toughness. Is that something that's always been like innate in you, or is that something that you've had to work on? And I guess how have you kind of honed that over the years?
Toughness is not only physical, but it's mental. And I think once you master the mental side, the rest of your game can really develop. And it's always something that I've had to work at. I haven't always been this way, but you just grind and you work at it, and then just hearing what different coaches want, and it's always toughness. It keeps coming up, and I was like, that's the player I need to be, and that's the player I want to be. So that's what happened.
You mentioned you guys have talked a lot about toughness. I guess who specifically has been delivering that message?
I mean, every coach, I can tell it's a main thing, one of the main components of this team, and guys are showing it.
As that little misdirection screen you were talking about eyes, it seemed like you were right on that to Saquon. Is that something you've noticed improvement as you get to see that motion to keep that eye discipline?
Yeah, and I had that nice play on the screen today, and that's good eyes, but I also had an example of bad eyes when I gave up the touchdown with the roll to boot to the left today. So it's constantly improving, and I'm constantly working on it and thinking about it, you know.
Zach, Thursday was the first time in the stadium to work on communication from literally big top down.
Yeah.
What's that like, and how's that operating with kind of communicating with the linebackers, because y'all have a lot of responsibility in that?
Yeah, obviously during that practice we both had the green dot, so we both were able to hear the call. But on game day it's just going to be one of us with it, and we got to be loud, and we got to get the whole defense on the same page.
Is that the first time you've ever had that dot?
I've had it in practices, but that was the first time in a game-like scenario, yeah.
Zach, your thoughts on playing in the preseason, like Friday night? I imagine you probably played in a few in New Orleans. Would you like to play to kind of get some reps under your belt in the preseason, or how do you feel about it?
Oh, absolutely. That's the first time we get to play real football. Out here, we're wrapping up and we're being physical and stuff, but that's real football, and I always think that's a big advantage every time you get those reps under your belt.
Did you play a lot of those games in New Orleans, a lot of preseason games?
Oh yeah.
You said it was the first time in a game like scenario, having that dot. What stuck out to you about that experience?
Nothing. You just got to make the call and roll with it. It's all about communication. Whether I have the dot or not, I've always been a good communicator and making sure everyone's on the same page.
With all these reps you're getting off ball, have you been able to still keep your edge rushing skills kind of sharp? Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, it's just constantly working on it, thinking about it. I've been doing one-on-one pass rush drills the past couple days, and then I go back and watch film. I watch Nolan, I watch Pat Johnson, Sweaty. All those guys are great examples of pass rushers that have been doing it a long time, and you can learn a lot from film work too.
How much do you think those, still working on pass rush, it seems like calling your name and blitzes, those seems to be still part of your game on the inside?
What about it? Sorry, what's the question?
Does that help you inside on blitzes? You notice that back?
Yeah. I mean, and with Coach Bobby King, the linebacker coach, we're working on blitzing the backs, blitzing guards all the time too.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you, guys.
Here we go. I'm good. It's been fun. I've been waiting on this moment, and it got here faster than I thought. But, I've been just enjoying it and having fun and flying around.
So you've been, I think, running with the first team pretty consistently, start camp, or I think the last 4 practices. I feel like there's been some separation at that right back spot, or maybe leading the pack at this point?
I won't say that. I think it's a competition at the end of the day. And, I've seen this happen before. You can have one good week and one bad week, and you never really know. So it really comes down to the coaching staff. It's not really up to me at the end of the day. So I'm really just going out there and trying to do the best I can, and it's competition at the end of the day, and we both understand that.
How much does it help you going against EJ and Devontae day in and day out?
It definitely helps. Going against the best guys in the league, it makes your game a lot easier when it's time to go against other guys across the league, because you're going against the best of the best, even through walkthroughs and day in and day out, and just picking their brains and understanding, what I'm doing wrong and them telling me, what to do better. So they definitely make my game a lot better.
Let's say you made a mistake, obviously, but it's one that didn't hurt anyone. Do you kind of feel like it was unnecessary for the Colts to cut you as a result of that?
I won't say unnecessary. Rules are rules, and I did my time, and I'm blessed to be here. So I think everything happens for a reason. That's the way I go throughout my life. So I'm here for a reason.
It looks like you have your mini here.
Yeah.
I guess how meaningful of a past year just is it to have her and your family here with you, given everything that you have?
It's definitely everything I needed. It kept me motivated throughout the year. Give me a reason to wake up and keep going, and continue to chase this dream.
Zay, what were you doing at this point last summer? What were you doing?
I think the Colts and Eagles had a joint practice around this time last year, and that's when I actually got reached out to sign me. So I think around this time I was, really just working out and waiting on the call. So.
Where do you think you got better from last year? When you came back, essentially, did you feel like you were this much better at something, or this part of your game?
I think overall, as a person, on the field and off the field, I'm better, in every aspect. I think I took this year to reflect a lot, and I think I definitely understand, this is something I never want to lose again, so I'm definitely not taking it for granted. And I've been locking in on my craft and really just trying to be better in every aspect of my game.
Seems like big values, versatility in the secondary. Where do you think you are in that? How versatile can you be as a defensive back, inside, outside?
I could really do whatever. Coach say he want me in the slot, and I could do the slot. It was a time where we didn't know who was in, and I ended up having to do a little nickel rep and a dime rep. So, you never know when your number's going to be called, and, I always preach that throughout my whole entire career. So.
Going back to when you caught the Eagles' eye at joint practices, how did you learn that?
My agent called and just said the Eagles just had a joint practice with the Colts, and they were fighting. Then they called and said they wanted me. So I was like, I want to be there. So I just went from there.
You weren't practicing.
No, I was home. I was sitting on the couch when I got a call.
Okay. You said they were fighting?
Yeah, the Colts and last year. Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Both two great guys. Great guys.
Did you keep in touch with anybody with the Colts?
Yeah, for sure. I talked to Kenny a lot, Julian Blackman, EJ Speed, Zaire. So the guys I came in with and took me under their wing. So definitely family at the end of the day.
Was there a moment when you were either during OTAs, minicamp, or training camp where you made a play and you just felt like, what, I'm back, I'm ready, I can do this thing?
I think it was the day I got reinstated. I came down here and I had a condition test the next day, and just being able to run with the team, because you're never in football shape till you get back. So I think being able to run with the team and notice I was in shape, that's when I knew I was fine.
It's been a long time since you've been in a game. Would you like to play Friday night against the Raiders?
Yeah, I want to play the whole game, but I don't know if it's possible. But if I can, I will. 'Cause I think the coaches want to see too. I want to see where I'm at and, just finally just run out the tunnel and play a game.
What's one thing you want to do when you're out on the game? Like, will be like a pass breakout down? Will be like, all right, I'm back. Or will be like?
I want a pick six, kick return. I want everything. I just want to make up for lost time. So.
Correct me if this is wrong. I think you ran
Special team.
4.28 at.
4.28, yeah.
Can you still run that now?
Yeah, I'm faster than that now. Faster than that. Yeah, way faster than that.
Has anything surprised you coming back? Like you forgot and you were sort of like, oh shoot, that's right. This is.
I forgot really how good AJ and Devontae is. I watched them throughout the year, but it's not really. It don't hit you till you're in front of them and actually have to guard them. So that's one thing.
How's it been for your special team?
I've been learning the new return rules and stuff like that, but it's really gonna kick in when you go against a different team and really get the full speed live reps. So.
How's the communication been with
It's funny. He's a quiet guy, but when he talks, he always got something very, very important to say. So we always joke around with Toledo, his college, and UMass with mine. So we just really just always have laughter throughout the building.
You mentioned that there's
like trash talk or anything?
Oh yeah, UMass better than Toledo any day. I always tell him that.
you mentioned the nature of like the competition, but what's it been like meeting with these guys, but also getting to know them throughout camp?
It's fun. It keeps you level-headed. You can't come in here and take a day off because it's guys that, we got a lot of guys in the room who can start on any team in the league. So you can't really take no days off. You can't come in here and not study your playbook. Like, you got to really come in here and be locked in every day. And I think that's what I needed to come off my suspension.
Obviously, you're still competing with Keely for that starting spot. What have you learned about Keely's game or him as a person? What do you think he's learned from you?
He's making a lot of plays on the ball, but end of the day, it's not even about Keely. It's about me, Keely. We got other guys in the room. The spot's open. So it really is. It's not just me and Keely in this race. So we really just all just enjoying the time right now and working hard.
Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Afternoon.
Are those LSU pads?
Yes, they are.
Coach Sirianni, he went out of his way to mention Zack Baun's toughness. What have you seen from him so far?
Pure effort, pure heart, a person that loves the game of football, sticking his head in every play, on downhill runs, just, man, a guy that's just going out there being relentless, man, and I knew that about him, being with the Saints, he was on special teams doing it, and now it's just translating over to being, D versus O. So he's just letting his light shine.
Is it cool for you, because you've seen the other side of it, for him to get this chance here in Philly?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy, more than football. So, just getting to learn who he is, I think that was something what we did in OTAs and, just to see where he come from and, know that he has the ability to be a starting linebacker. That's a great thing for a guy. People value special teams as well because you got to win all three phases of the game, but you don't want to label a guy as just a special teams guy. He's a playmaker. He's a guy that can go on the edge and rush as well. I think he's very versatile. And, man, I feel like it's good seeing him out here shine.
How did you feel with the green guy on Thursday? How was the communication when you had the responsibility?
I felt great with it. As far as Thursday, I don't feel like I had one of my best practices. Feel like I got to bring it even more. The intensity level just got to keep going up, keep rising. But as far as just communication-wise, I feel like everything is always solid, getting the play in and communicating it to the front end and the back end, because some guys be running back from deep balls and they didn't get it, and you gotta over-communicate. So, that take a test into how good a shape you in. Can you play a play and make sure everybody get the next call? So I feel good as far as that part.
When you're hearing a coach, do you want like bare bones or do you want a little extra from whatever play calls?
When you're hearing the call come in,
yeah.
I just want you to call the call twice. So as I'm saying it the first time, I make sure I got it, and then, I feel like I don't need the extra details. I'll be, kind of on it. But if you throw them in there, I will relate it to the guys as best as I can before we got to get lined up.
What's showing up in the accountability group text during the past week?
Say it again?
What's showing up in the group text, the accountability group text during the past week? What's been like?
Oh, yeah, just keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? We really self-evaluation. That's what we've been talking about. Or you holding yourself to a standard. And I think the new phrase, as far as can your teammates trust you? Are you going out there giving everything you got to where when you watching film, you can say, hey, my teammates can trust me in every position, every play because you're not taking plays off.
Has anybody been added to that group chat?
No, sir.
Still same?
Yes, sir.
In the offseason, the Eagles added a few guys, I don't want to say like you, but you, Mekhi Becton, John Ross, guys who've been, top 10, top 15 picks. What comes with that when you enter the league that maybe someone who's not in that position can understand?
I mean, everybody know you put on the pedestal. You got to go out there and perform right now. That's the reason why they value you so high coming out the draft. And, I mean, it's just football at the end of the day, man. You take it and you just got to keep getting better. I think that's the mindset that you got to have. Like, hey, I was picked high, but I got a job to do. I love football. I've been playing it. It was a reason why I was picked this high. Just continue to flourish, Hey, I feel like when you get back in the NFL, you just a seed being planted again, and you got to water yourself every day to grow. And, I mean, that's how I feel coming here. It's a new environment, new coaching staff, new defense, and I'm a seed again, and I just been getting watered by everybody, just pouring in and making the days count.
Saw you back there listening pretty intently when Isaiah was talking. What do you know about his story? Good relationship with him?
Yeah, I mean, I mess with him all the time. He a big cleat guy. So, just hearing about his story, man, he learned from it, something that I don't want to do. You know, I learned from him as well, because when we did the security, you know, the gambling policy with the whole team, you know, he told his story, and it was something so little that you never would think that could, you know, be so big. So, man, hats off to him to having the mindset of coming back and overcoming that and not letting it get in the way of his future, you know, because he got a daughter to feed. You know what I'm saying? I really respect him. I respect his game. He's been out here doing everything that's been asked of him, and he's been doing it at a high level. You know, I always joke with him, tell him he's super fresh, you know, because he haven't played ball in a while. But, man, he's a guy on a mission, man, a hungry guy.
You said that Isaiah addressed the team during the betting,
Yeah.
meeting?
He basically just told everybody his story, what happened, and just let everybody know it wasn't worth it. You know, so that was pretty, I ain't gonna say it was cool, because you don't want nobody to go through that, but just having a offender, you know, of that situation, the gambling policy in the building, you can learn from him. You know, I bet you he studied all the do's and don'ts, and he probably know him like a book, because that may be his thing. And there's some things you can do, but it's the small, fine detail that you can't do, and, you know, that's how easy it can happen.
What does it say about him that he was willing to, you know, kind of?
I just show he's a high character guy. You know, he's a guy that's not ashamed of his situation. You know, he took it on the chin. You know, he suffered his consequences and he fought his way back. You know, and he's doing a great job with it.
We were just talking to Reed Blankenship about all the clips that Vic Fangio shows you guys of legal hits, but as close to being illegal as possible. I mean, how much is he trying to ingrain the toughness and physical play?
Yeah, I mean, he wants everybody going out there playing the game the right way, you know, protecting players, but also establishing dominance. You know, he shows a lot of clips from guys who did it the right way. He shows clips of not so the right way, even a new drop roll hip tackle or whatever, like that they don't want in the lead anymore. So we're just making sure that we still being tough, but doing it the right way and protecting players.
You want physicality and toughness to be the idea?
Oh, most definitely. Like, that's where it started up front. You see the big guys up front. You don't want them out there getting tossed around. You want it to start with them and, you know, just spread out through the back end.
I'm curious, Vic Fangio was speaking earlier about how the off-ball linebacker, the inside linebacker position is like good defenses need that position, and maybe more so than 10 years ago, where playing in space matters. But then you look at the draft, and since there hasn't been one draft in the top 5. Since Isaiah Simmons, there hasn't been one in the top 10. Why do you think there's kind of a difference with the way the league might view the position and the importance on the field?
That right there, I don't know. You know, I'm glad I established what I did to, you know, show that I was worthy to be taken that high. But with that comes a lot of responsibility. You know, my time of playing and doing it, I've been asked to cover the most versatile running backs in the league. When I first got in the league as a young pup, you know, with Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, you know, any guy that was a Pro Bowl, All-Pro guy, I had to go against them. And even when the defense go dime, I didn't come off the field. You know, I stayed on the field with the DBs, and I was able to cover and rush. So I don't know if guys that's coming out don't have those similar traits. That could be player factor that everybody can't do it. It's not for everybody. You don't have 4-down linebackers all over the world. You can't just go pick them out of a hat. You know, you really got to be one of those guys, and I take pride in that, you know. So I don't know, man. I just hope that more linebackers in college, if you see this, keep working hard, make yourself more than one-dimensional, make yourself really versatile, because your time coming, and we need more of y'all in the NFL so we can make our position flourish even more, because we need it on the field, you know, as captains, as generals, people to fly around and, you know, do all things, covering space, tackling space.
Which of your young teammates are you looking forward to watching on Friday night?
Say it again?
Which of your young teammates are you looking forward to watching on Friday night?
Shoot, all of them. Whoever get to play, you know, myself included, if I get to play, they haven't told us anything yet, but, you know, just everybody, see how do we perform under the lights with it sped up, going against another offense that we haven't seen yet. You know, we've been going against our offense, and we kind of know a lot of traits that they like to do, but just going out there fresh against somebody else, now you got to rely on your keys, and, you know, you just got to be extra locked in to make sure you're in the right place. So I feel like everybody that go in, you know, technique would be important, and I think that's what will get us by and make sure we come out on the right side.
You know, they won 24 in a row.
Who that?
Preseason games, the Ravens have won 24.
Nah, I ain't know that. I ain't know that, but
Is that a meaningful stat? Or?
I feel like it's a test of they get guys ready. You know, I will say that. You know, I feel like whoever in the game should be able to show up. You know, at the end of the day, we all NFL players, we all at the highest level, so you need to go in there and play like it. So it is a tell to how much work they put in, you know, that the second, third guy can go in there and be just as productive as the first guy. And it should be the same way over here, no matter who in. You know, I've been taking reps with the ones, the twos. I don't care what D-line, what outside linebackers, corner safeties I'm working with, we all need to work as one unit and be just as dominant as a person that's working with the one. So it's just that mindset you got to have. Some people got it, some people don't. But when you're working with people, you just got to bring the best out of them.
Thank you,
I appreciate y'all.